WWE 13. One word. Disappointment. Disappointment in WWE, disappointment in THQ, and disappointment in 2K. WWE 13 had me more excited than any WWE game in this past gen of gaming. It promised to bring back the Attitude Era, and with a T rating on the cover, I didn't question its promise. And then you start playing the game through the story mode, excitement building up, the good old days of pro wrestling played out in front of you, and pow, modern day WWE slaps the fans this game was geared towards with a massive, giant ring finger. That's right, ring finger, a blurred ring finger at that. They blurred a taunt you have been able to do since PlayStation 1, because WWE is PG-13 now. Gameplay-wise, it's what you would expect. It's a WWE game. This is a carbon copy of WWE 12 with a different roster. The limb targeting system is back, movesets feel generic compared to the SmackDown years of this series, but compared to WWE 12, hit detection has been greatly improved and matches feel a bit more free and organic. You feel more like you're in control rather than going through the motions. A great example is the ladder matches. In past games you had to force damage on yourself to loosen a belt. In WWE 13, you can get it in one go rather than knowing there's no way it's coming down. No one has fallen off the ladder 2 times yet. Customization options are the same since PS2, and you have all the standard match types, weapons, and again generic moveset options. But WWE 13's story mode is hands down the greatest story mode in a while. It follows the formula of Legends of WrestleMania, but actually gets it right, so it doesn't feel like a long QuickTime event. The Attitude mode follows the story of the Monday Night Wars, starting with the moment WCW forms the NWO. You play through the timeline story arc by story arc to watch how WWE took its place back on top. Stories are sectioned off but all play off of each other. There are certain chapters where you spend the majority of the time as the chapter's main character, like the DX chapter you play as Shawn Michaels and Triple H, with the occasional New Age Outlaws. In Stone Cold's chapter, you play a lot as Stone Cold, but in between arcs you'll see more arcs start to form for later on in Attitude's history, such as Kane classically ripping the door off of Hell in a Cell to help Shawn Michaels get a win over The Undertaker, really piecing the chapters together really well. Before a match, you are given an objective with historical bonuses. Bonuses that will frustratingly have you playing a match over and over again at times if you pin the wrong opponent in a tag match, or if the ref gets back up before you hit an opponent with a chair. The story mode is basically Assassin's Creed with no freedom. It is the Attitude Era versions of Legend of WrestleMania, but with a more fleshed out fighting system that the SmackDown series was known for. I make it sound like a bad thing, but is it really? No. You have to play matches the way they happen, which is actually pretty cool. Your brain is active during fights, you're planning things out in your head, you have a checklist on the screen with the option to turn off, and it doesn't feel like a grind like most WWE story modes do. I love this part of the game, but it's such a massive reminder of how far WWE has really fallen from greatness. If you remember the Attitude Era, chances are you're old enough to purchase an M-rated game without a guardian. This was clearly the target audience for this title, almost as if WWE wanted to introduce the fans that gave up on the WWE to its new image. And if I'm being honest, this image pushed me away more. For starters, the roster here is pretty bland. Attire from larger characters lacks any intimidation, and the overall main WWE roster is a joke. Where are all the hardcore maniacs and entertaining characters? It's just a bunch of boring-looking, greased-up guys from MTV reality shows. I remember in SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, and even SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 getting smacked with an awesome roster of legends and characters. The Great Khali used to scare the crap out of me. I love to group all the beasts and throw them in the elimination chamber and take them out one by one. There's just simply no wow factor in this roster. It's just 1 million different versions of The Rock, The Undertaker, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Kane. A bit of an exaggeration, but it's true. I would have preferred that all licensing went on creating a 100% Attitude Era roster, or a Monday Night War roster which included WCW characters. WWE owns WCW, so it wouldn't have been too hard, and it would have been pretty cool to do a back and forth of each side. But overall, WWE's modern day attitude ruined this Attitude era game. And THQ, they couldn't create a properly functioning online experience that their company depended on it. It's lazy. If you're a multiplayer kind of gamer, you would agree that out of all multiplayer games in existence, the one type of game that requires the most precision is a fighting game, and even more so a wrestling game. THQ's online is like playing a video game while you're streaming and using the stream as your screen. It's laggy, it's choppy, it's slow. Unsavable at its state by its now owners 2K. But 2K, don't think you're getting off easy because you didn't make the game. You cash-hungry middle finger to our casual customers' company. 2K has republished WWE 13. There are copies out there, much like mine, that have 2K on the cover instead of THQ. And that's about all 2K did. They put their stamp on it and started shipping again. Which is no big deal at all until once again you go online. WWE 13 requires an online pass. You know what that means? It means if you want to play online, 2K is directly getting your money no matter what. And for that reason, it is 1,000,000% unacceptable for WWE creations to be non-functioning for new users since February 2014. That's right, no one can download your creations, and you can no longer get the Creator Circle trophy if you started to play this game after January with absolutely no warning. And let's be honest here, with the mediocre online capabilities, the online pass is only used for two things. 1, trophies, and 2, community creations. This issue has been brought up on 2K forums, and they proceed to ignore it. They have not patched this, they have not fixed this, they got their money, and that's all that matters. Do not buy this game. For what it is, a WWE wrestling game, 8 out of 10. But as an overall game, 7.5 out of 10. Tell me what you guys thought about the game down in the comments. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thumbs up if you liked the video. And tune in Monday for Mystery Box Monday. We find out what game we're playing next. Thanks for watching.
More than he has ever received by his own brother. Oh my gosh, JR. Do you feel the heat out here? Hell yeah, I'll feel the heat. Well, what do you think it feels like inside that ring?